Well, hello everyone. This is Digital Femme, and we are here on Tech Talk Tuesday. And you know what? I say all the time that every Tech Talk Tuesday, that's Tech Talk, not TikTok, just so you know, which I think is very brilliant, whoever named this, and it wasn't me. And you'll find out the person who named it. So, welcome. We are here on September 17th. And for those moon lovers out there, it is going to be a full moon this evening. So, woohoo. So Tech Talk Tuesday today, we are going to be introducing Rex Gatling. He's all the way out in NYC. I know I doxed him. Sorry. But he is an XR developer, and we will be getting into that. Maybe I'll get him or our co-host Hexadize to let people know, the audience out there and the listeners, what exactly is XR. Like you hear of MR, there's AR, there's VR, like there's too many R's what's going on right now. And interestingly enough, our guest first name is Rex. It starts with an R. Isn't that insane? But before we start, I'd like to do a shout out to the Metaverse radio crew out in Chi-Town. Thank you so much, Fred and your team. If it weren't for you and your platform, we wouldn't be able to broadcast these videos live to literally the world. We're also multi-streaming on different YouTube channels and Twitches and Twitter. So please, if you see us anywhere, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, and my goodness, chat it up with us. Before we really get started, I got to turn on the Twitter space because we're also streaming on Twitter. So let me get on. All right, everyone. How's everyone on Twitter? Thank you so much. You know what? I'm always forgetting. I have this SOP, like process, where I'm on the live stream. I have to make sure to turn on Metaverse Radio because I think I forgot once, and then I'm here with Twitter. So I'm glad to see everyone here. Shout out to Joe, Daitengu, Brover, Oxquan, RMU Found. I bet you it says Foundation. Yep, RMU Foundation, Isabel, Stella, James, and Rex Gatling, our guest. I'm actually going to invite him to speak, but he's going to be a speaker on Twitter X. But it's okay. I'm going to ask him to mute because you'll get the audio from the live stream. Let me check. So if you can hear me, Rex, I'm going to invite you as a speaker. Go ahead and accept. Mute your mic. Keep it muted, but most importantly, lower the volume. And let's see if you get feedback when I come on. It's all just, they'll just go with it. Now, I got to read this disclaimer, guys. You know how it is. All right. So this program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The hosts, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. So, as always, please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Alrighty then. I hope everyone can hear me. Hi, Conrad, all the way from wherever you are from the Xenu community. Can you guys throw me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Actually, I'm going to bring on Rex and then we'll bring on someone else. This will be fun. This will totally be fun. Let's see if this audio is going to be working. All right. Thank you so much, Conrad and Brover. All right. Let's bring up Rex Gatling. Da, 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 da. There he is. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
I know. So what's the weather like in the East Coast? Is it like still sunny? Is it like hints of
It's a
fall?
little bit of both. We had a little bit of a break last week. It was warm. Now it feels like fall is coming.
Yeah, that's true. I did live in Toronto out in the East, and yeah, fall certainly, it's pretty. It's pretty the fall. It's pretty the fall.
Yeah, I love
Now,
it. I can tell
sing.
you what.
I know. Do you live in New York proper or somewhere out in the outskirts of?
Oh yeah, I live in Manhattan. I live right in Manhattan.
You gotta be kidding. So, were you at NFT NYC this year?
I was not there this year. I was in the middle of a hackathon that week.
Wow. Okay. And did you attend any of the NFT NYCs?
I did go to one. I did go to one event. I did go to one event. It was I believe it was like an art. It was by Lincoln Center. They were showing off their NFT art. It was good. That was actually my first time ever going to NFT week at NYC. It was my first one.
Okay, that's great. You know what? I have to tell you, Rex Gatling, when I got first introduced to you by our common friend Hexadized. Hexadized is everywhere. Like he's hexadizing everything. Like there's always a connection. Like he's got breadcrumbs everywhere, doesn't he? Right? But so I
Yeah.
saw you. He sent me the link, and then I looked you up, and then I'm like, oh, okay. So after we were DMing, I was like, Rex Gatling. Rex. I'm like, dude, bro, that is like that. That name gives me such celebrity vibes. It's insane. Like I don't. Rick, doesn't it? To me, it does.
Yeah.
To me, it does. It's 100%. And I was like, man, this guy's like, he's gonna make it. Like I don't know. Like you're gonna be like online or somehow talking like you are now, but on shows and talking about whatever it is you're doing. Like that's incredible. And you know what's interesting too? I know I love letters and words and symbolism, but the funny thing is REX Rex. You already do. You already have the letters XR in it. So it's kind of
Yeah.
right. It's kind of interesting. So,
Yeah.
like, let's see. I know before we get started, I really want to bring on our common friend, someone who we all know and we dearly love. It's Hexadize, and I'm seeing him on the back end of this dashboard, and he is mobile right now. So I don't even know if it's safe to bring him on, but let's see. Let's bring him on anyway. Here we go. Da, 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 da. There he is. Okay, now
Guys, how
we.
you doing, man?
Hey, Hex.
What's happening, my friend? Hey, hey.
Okay,
So
are you
excited.
getting like?
I mean, like, so, like, is it safe? Is it not safe? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, how many of us have these phone calls, you know, like, or is it safer because now I've got proof because everything's going to be live recorded. If anything happens, it's like, now we know it wasn't my fault, right?
True, true. First of all, you're so dramatic. You had to be you had to have a backdrop of a car. Are you actually driving or is this just for dramatic purposes?
Like no, right? So I am in the car, right? Yeah, we're moving. We're in a moving car. We're going out to the mall, North Park Center. That's where we're going right now. So
Okay.
they've got
Well,
this
Okay.
whole
Okay.
art installation set up. This whole can thing set up out there. So we're gonna go check it out. It's only there for a couple of weeks. See what they did. They made some pictures with different cans. You know,
oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, here. How about this? How about you just stay there? You do
how about yeah?
you drive and you can talk without looking at the camera.
Right there we go. I'll just do like
Yeah.
this the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay. First of all, I want to know how did you two meet?
We
Car.
met actually through XREAL. I was posting a lot of my apps that I had available in the store. Hexadize was just sharing it, and I saw a mutual person that was in the XR space, and I thought, man, this guy's really on top of like everything, and I just followed him, and then, you know, history in the making.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So here's the thing, you guys, this is going to be funny. I noticed today that we have Rex and Hex. Get it? Rex and Hex.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, can't I put something in there? But I'm like Digi, like digital fam Digi Nets. I was gonna say Nets, but nah, forget that. I thought that was really cool anyway. So let's get to you, Rex. So I noticed that you publish your games under XZ or ZEC Gaming.
Yes.
XZ Game.
Yes. Exact gaming.
Okay, why that? Is that for executive execution excellence? Like, what is that?
Yeah, yeah. So it's short for executive, but besides the E, I put an X.
Oh.
XZEC. Exact.
Okay. So how long have you gotten into like the whole technology creating apps for? Like creating apps?
Well, I started about 8 years ago. Where I started was mobile app development, and I really saw that that was really a space that I saw that was relatively mature. I wasn't saying it was completely phased out, but I really saw kind of the curve where it was going towards where mobile apps were just becoming a thing of the past. And from there, I asked myself, well, what is next? What's next? So I saw augmented and virtual reality is the next thing, and I said, hey, let me just take my skills that I did in mobile app development and put it to the XR space. I started with MetaQuest back when it was Oculus Quest, started building apps, putting in the store to get my confidence up, to kind of just see what I can do. And then when I just started seeing that I was getting some traction, and I said, okay, this is my thing. I'm gonna try to be number one at this. So that's pretty much where it started for me.
Wow, I love that you've been in the space for 8 years, like 8 years, and then you
Hmm.
transition to like VR headsets prior to like I love that. Like that's what you do. Well,
Yeah,
that's what it would be nice for people to do is to evolve and transition as the technology evolves, right, Hex?
absolutely.
Right.
100%. So go ahead.
No,
Go
no, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, so
Sure.
in this right here, your history is app development, right? So coming into the XR, and is there been a major difference in how you develop? Like, so is it even in the UI and the UX of the everything, right? So how you get people into it and things like that. So, and I know that we will go down there, but what are there major differences for you in how you start to develop? You know, what you look for or what you want people to do. I don't know how, if I'm phrasing that the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is a difference. I would say the biggest difference really is the functionality from the standpoint of how does the player interact with the game. For example, besides you using a control pad on your phone to be able to, for example, collect a coin, with XR you'll be using more so your physical body. And I'm gonna phrase that by putting it this way: is that when you're for example, you see me in Times Square and I'm walking towards a virtual coin. It's me walking towards the coin, I collect it. The glasses are able to see that it's my physical body actually touching that virtual object, interacting with it. That's just one of the many functionalities. So what really took time for me to kind of get was how can I just kind of rephrase it and take the same thing besides a control pad. I use my hands. Besides using my hands, I use my body tracking to interact with this object. It's pretty much just kind of just taking what I've already done and just transitioning it to another functionality. I hope that's the simplest way to say it, but yeah, that's kind of like how I thought about it to kind of help me make that transition.
Wow, I love that. Can I ask? So, what on the mobile apps? What software did you develop it on? Unity.
Yes, I developed on Unity and I developed on Xcode. I was with Swift. I had a lot of experience with iOS, particularly iOS because I really saw that that was the bigger store at the time. One of the apps that I did make was a phone app where it uses your phone's camera to be able to recognize the company that owns that particular product. It's still in the iOS store. I haven't really updated it since I moved to 100% to XR. But that was my first app. It used computer vision to be able to recognize if I'm looking at this Coca-Cola can, it'll give me the stock certificate of Coca-Cola. If I'm going to the grocery store and I want to go pick up a box of cereal, it'll show me the stock certificate for Post. That was my first app because what really got me into mobile app development was I saw machine learning. Machine learning was really what drove me to do mobile app development. I saw that it was just cool. So really, what got me in the XR was I'm just taking what I've already done in mobile, bringing it to XR.
Man, like you, Hex is laughing. He's loving this. You're like an OG. I love like that you started off on mobile. Like you were so deep into it. What did you
Yeah.
have like? Okay, as a kid, were you interested in computers and technology, or were you into comics? Like what?
Actually, no. When I went to school, I went to school just to get like pursue my business degree. I wanted to go on Wall Street. My dream was always to always work in private equity. And when I moved from my home in Maryland to New York with my brother, my brother was my partner. He already had a career on Wall Street, but unfortunately, I just wasn't able to get the job. And then I thought, well, how can I do something for myself that I actually would like to do. And I saw that mobile app development was what I really just got. I just picked up the skill, picked up some books, learned how to do it, and then it pretty much just set me on the path.
Wow, that's amazing. Hex, you want to jump in?
Yes, I do. Uh, so many different, so many different goals. All right. So your first app was, and now hearing your backstory of like your real passion was to find, like you wanted to do the finance, you wanted to trade, you wanted that Wall Street
Yes.
job, right? And so you actually
Mhm.
understood what information was going to be wanted. So if I hear you right, you built this app that was like, hey, I just want to walk through the store and figure out what I'm doing. I don't want to have to get online, do it. I'm just going to take my phone and just walk through the store and find out which stocks I want to get into, which day, kind of thing. And you went because you're already shopping. It was a use. It was you hit so many different use cases in your first app, right? Or reasons of
Yeah.
why would I need this? Well, because it makes my life easier. You're already at the store. You're already doing these things. Here's this thing that while you're already doing that, you can do this and accomplish multiple goals at the same time. So your first app wasn't
Correct.
even just a simple entertainment thing. It had a purpose behind it.
Yeah.
So, and if I hear you right, even in your XR stuff now, you're
Mhm.
you're like, so here's the mechanic. You're really just saying, here's what I can do. You could, if you want to, somebody was like, I want to get into this, but I don't know how to build it, but I wish I could have a presence out there. Someone could call you and be like, hey, I need this, because you have different options. You can do it with your hands, you can do it with your body, you can do it with, what store do you want to be in? You want to be in Steam, you want to be in Meta, you want to be in iOS, you want to be on Android. You kind of have like all your options already listed. So
Correct.
what's the price sheet, my friend? Is this too early in the conversation? Should we get some more done first? Because now I'm already
Um,
intrigued. I wanted to know where do we go? You already got Coke. I mean, not that you have Coke, but
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like you've already tagged them. Let's get real.
Yeah.
I'm a Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper fan, so it's okay. I'll forgive you, but we'll get
So
to it.
you're asking as far as cost of development?
Like, so is this something you already do? Like, is this so like we have I do like AR, XR events and things like that all over the world all the
Mhm.
time, right? We're
Mhm.
taking over the world again this November and December, right? So do you get into stuff like that, showcase things? Do you make things for brands? Do you partner? What's your SOP, MOS, MO, whatever those words are, right?
Yeah. So I do really a lot of the clients that I've had outside of the apps that I build and monetize myself. It's really for people who really don't know exactly how to get into this space, which that's why Horizon Worlds and VR Chat has been a good resource for me, because many people don't know that, hey, I don't need to just build a world for VR Chat and Horizon Worlds, and I can't build it into my own platform. That's really been a big driver for me. So really, where I've kind of been, I would say my bread and butter has been Horizon Worlds and VR Chat, where it's people who have a world, but it has the potential to be its own app. For example, Super popular in the MetaQuest Horizon store. That's becoming an independent app, and as well as Soapstone. Soapstone's a comedy application that's becoming an independent app. And really, what I saw was a lot of people who have worlds may not know. Hey, I can build this into an app we can put onto the glasses. This is an app we can put into MetaQuest. That's really been my bread and butter, because they're already in the XR space, but they don't know how to actually build upon that. So that's where really I come in, and has proven to be successful for me.
Wow, I love it. So you monetize the wow. So how many apps are currently monetized?
We are going towards about 15. I believe it's about 15 that's on the list on my Linktree account.
Okay.
Most of them are games, and as well for XREAL, that's available in the Google Play Store. Some of them right now, I would say the biggest hurdle right now is that's really why I post so much, and that's really why I put a lot of content out, because a lot of people still don't even know this area even exists. They don't know that XR is really going to be the next thing, and that's really what my content is for. Not just to sell an app, but more so to build awareness around XR. That, hey, you're going to be doing pretty much everything you're doing on a mobile phone in XR in some form or fashion, whether it's virtual, mixed, or augmented reality.
Right. Not to mention another like the devices that are coming up, which are headsets and or glasses. Now, I just want to do a shout out here to our people on the on that are listening to Twitter X Space. You know what, guys? Thank you so much. I know this is kind of like unusual, but we do have Rex and Hex live streaming, and if you can see the video on Twitter or wherever you're watching this, but you can also please engage in the Twitter chat. I want to do a shout out to LM Designs. Hi, LM. I bet. Do you know LM, Rex? She's
No, I don't believe I do.
okay. LM, make sure you follow Rex. Rex Gatling is actually in the listener space. He hasn't really come up as a speaker yet, but please follow everyone here. Shout out to Altered Alley. Hey, Mega Nets. Woohoo! Lee Nets. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Honeycomb. Hey, Fidgetal, the Derbied one. Ooh, the Derbied one. I wonder if he settled out in SD. Hey, Crypto Cam. Really great to see. Hey, Crypto Cam's here, Hex. Joe, of course, Heather, Ziamesis Sakabato, hey, Arhexa, hey, Alex Nets. Wow, we've got the whole Nets crew here. It's crazy. Hey, hashtag, hey, Pasaheba, Strawberry, hey, Farmer, Dew, Poison, OG3, Tiffany, LL Code, RMU, oh yes, and Isabella. I love that there's a big representation here of the Nets, Xeno main Nets community. I will talk about them in a little bit later. You know what? Oh my God, this is really exciting. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. But I do want to get more into like this. So you developed on MetaQuest. Were you excited?
Mhm.
Okay, so when you were developing mobile apps, what was the first like XR
Mhm.
or AR, VR like headset or brand that you were excited about? Like Magic Leap? Wasn't
Yeah.
Magic Leap around?
It was Oculus. It was Oculus Quest. I started with Oculus Quest. And also another headset that I work with a lot is the Pico. It was the Pico 3, the Pico 3 Neo headset. For Pico, I believe ByteDance owns the company. I believe. I've worked with that headset as well because both of them are kind of the same, Oculus and Pico 3. So it was really, I really was like, I'm all in. I want to work with many headsets, many pairs of glasses that I can work with. Actually, funny thing, my first augmented reality glasses was the Rocket Air glasses. That was my first pair of augmented reality glasses that I worked with before the in real light, back when it was in real. But those are my first devices, and I was just super excited. I was just 100% in once I saw that this was the next thing. So I was just running down, picking up as many headsets and glasses as I can.
Wow. So, okay, when did you transition into, well, I know Nreal, then they
Hmm.
well, not rebranded, but changed their name to XREAL.
Yes.
Was that challenging? Like what were some of the challenges? Were there any? I know Hex had mentioned this before, but what specific technological has a developer challenge you particularly had from the like let's say the Quest headset to another one, particularly XREAL, or if there was any?
Um, I would say, and this is the reason. This is the reason why virtual reality and augmented reality can sometimes, when you first start out, can be really tough. What was really tough for me was the interaction, meaning from the standpoint of how do I move around in the space to be able to touch a virtual object? Where do I position the UI? Because the UI is very important, particularly if it's a game and you have to keep a score, you have to keep a timer, and all those things. It's different between VR and augmented reality. But that was really the first time because a few of my apps, the UI was a lot of times all over the place. And I thought, okay, this is kind of building for the same thing. And then I quickly learned that it's far from being the same. But after getting some experience, I kind of knew how to separate building for virtual reality compared to augmented reality because the interaction with the content is completely different between the two based on the device. And with the in real light, it really was, I would say, that really challenged me to pretty much kind of upskill myself to become better between virtual and augmented reality.
Wow. Okay, so I know that there are people here who know what you're talking about, but there are also listeners and viewers out there that might be confused about like why are they talking about AR, VR, XR, and then there's this thing called MR that they may have heard. Now, would any one of you,
Yes.
you and or Hex, would you like to like let the viewers and listeners know what the heck is the difference?
Yes. So I'll always put it this way when people ask me what's the difference between MR, AR, VR. So augmented reality is a virtual display that's right in front of you as and that you can interact with. Now, mixed reality is where you're taking something that's in virtual reality and putting it virtually out in front of you, putting it virtually out in front of you. Augmented reality is more so a display, more so a display. Now, I know people can a lot of times people can be confused between the two, between AR and MR, but augmented reality is more so a virtual display that you have limited interaction with. Mixed reality is where you take something that's in virtual reality, put it out into the real world, and you're able to interact with it as if you are in virtual reality. Virtual reality is where you're completely immersed in an entire virtual world, a virtual sky, a virtual car, a virtual house, and you're pretty much moving around using a headset with some virtual controls, which now hand tracking you'd be able to do that too. But I always use that as an example because that's kind of where a lot of people are able to understand it. Where AR is just a virtual display with limited interaction. Mixed reality is a virtual display with a lot of interaction. And virtual reality is where you're completely immersed in a whole virtual world that you move around and interact with virtual content.
Okay, so you're saying also MR is like a mixture of AR and VR. Is that it?
Yes,
Okay, so then where
yes.
does the XR come from?
XR is I would say the entire is the entire umbrella of where all those fall under. Um, XR as a whole is what brings AR, MR, and VR together. I think when people hear XR, they automatically say it's one or the other. No, it's all three of them all under one umbrella.
Okay, perfect. Now that's interesting when you said that. Can you elaborate when you say AR is limited, like limited display? Because I'm pretty sure Hex and
Yes,
I and a bunch of people in the Twitter space who know of over the reality, that there's a whole,
yes.
it's a whole completely thing. So please elaborate what you mean by augmented reality being a limited display.
Yes. So the reason why I say a limited display because traditionally when you use augmented reality with a phone using AR kit, Vuforia, and so forth, you're able to virtually display something, but you're not able to use, I would say traditionally use hand tracking to interact with the virtual object because you're using it with a phone. But now we're starting to transition to where augmented reality has those interactions that MR has, but the reason why it's not exactly mixed reality yet because it doesn't mix virtual reality with it well, meaning like you can't switch between an augmented reality and a virtual reality experience on a pair of augmented reality glasses just yet. But you could do that with a mixed reality headset or mixed reality glasses like Magic Leap, like HoloLens, like a Snap. I believe Snap Spaces as well. Yeah, that's the reason why I say limited interaction.
Okay, from a developer technological UI point of view, I agree. However, so I'm
Mhm.
sprouting this T-shirt called it's the logo of Over
Yes,
the Reality.
yes.
Have you heard of Over the Reality?
I haven't heard of it, but I've seen that shirt. I've seen that logo somewhere before.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something first, and I would, and I know Hexadize will chime in. So, Over the Reality
Sure.
is a spatial computing platform. Their mission is to literally
Okay.
augment the real world, right, with AR. So, to make a long story short, they've recently released. They have an app on the mobile phone, iOS and Android. They've also integrated with Apple Vision Pro, and they are working on MetaQuest 3 or MetaQuest. I don't know about XREAL. I do have to ask the devs that. So with Over the Reality, what they recently released in the past couple of months is actually the ability to create 3D assets, upload it on a geophysical specific location over the real world using VPS visual positioning system, right? Which is far
Okay.
more accurate than GPS than what Google or Niantic uses. when it comes to like what you said, placing a 3D asset like at on top, like on a building or right at the corner of a, what do you call it, like a flagpole or something like that. So with over
Yep.
the reality, you're able to upload assets over the real world in AR. In addition to, you can also map that location, grab that data, and that will become your background or your scene. Like, let's say Times Square. I think Times Square has been mapped. I'm not sure. And you can take that,
Yeah.
it's in Unity. You can take that 3D mapping data of a location in Times Square. You can upload, which is, you can upload your 3D asset. So basically, what Over's doing is, you're able to switch on the app anyway. I'm not sure about the Apple Vision Pro because I don't have one. You're able to switch between,
Hmm.
do you want to experience, do you want to have an augmented reality experience where, number one, you can experience something remotely, or if you are in that geographical location, you can experience the 3D asset like where you are in like Times Square, or would you
Hmm.
like to experience it in VR, which is the 3D asset inside of the 3D map or overmap, which now was just released yesterday. We can be minted into NFTs. So I
Okay.
know, so that kind of like changes your
Yeah,
this
it does.
thing you just said, and this is what's great
Yeah.
about it, because there are companies out there that are developing and innovating and pushing the boundaries and limits for technology that maybe some creators don't know, and vice versa, right? So I know that
Yes.
Hexadize and
Yes.
I and a bunch of other people in the Twitter space who know about over the reality. If you know Unity, because that we do have that
Oh,
Unity SDK, that is something that you may want to visit. Hex, do you want to add anything?
sure.
Yeah. So I mean, there's lots of things, right? The When it comes to making things in augmented reality and extended reality, you want to play some games. So this is what we do. And there's lots of different things we can and can't do, right? There's so many, and so many different platforms, so many different apps, right? And so many different people want things, right? Especially now, as you know. So like the augmented reality expo, right? That's coming into Dallas. There's something going on in Austin right now, but XREAL is going to be at the one in Dallas like
Yeah.
next month, right? Uh,
Yeah.
just making silly stuff that we put out, right, all around the city, around these things that we can just, you know what I mean? Start off with the phones, but at the same time, if you do have any of that extra hardware, right? You need to have it on.
Yeah.
You do have the MetaQuest, you do have the glass, and yeah, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
just get funky with it, right?
Yeah.
So what? And so because I know she's Carmen's going to be all about the over the reality, 100%. Like I don't know if it's her, I think it's the shirt she wears it, it's kind of like all the colors just like read out,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be a primary spot. She's right. Anybody that has built on Unity and that understands you need that one specific type of Unity, not all of the different versions, right? But there's going to be that one version that works with this SDK and understands how it works. I mean, it's pretty simple from there.
Okay.
But with the glass, like if I wanted to do something with the glass, say I want a game, or say for at the augmented reality expo, XREAL is going to be there. So we put something out, real world. Could you make it? Could you make an XREAL like collect these glasses around the spot kind of thing that works with my glasses?
Hmm.
So when I'm at the expo, can I walk around with my glasses and like, can we do that? Can you do that? Can that happen? Because I want
Yeah.
to get in Ralph's face and be like, look what Rex made. He's the one, because he's the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
on the YouTube channel the other day was like, Rex and X. And I was like, you know what? Rex and X do need to do something. So I think he would be into it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like he would be.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
I built like a coin. I built a crypto collection game.
Right.
So that's
Right.
so that I mean that I can do
People
that
here love
literally
crypto.
within.
people in Dallas love crypto. It's like the
Yeah,
hub of crypto. It's like the stock exchange is actually moving out of New York, and BlackRock and everybody's making a whole
yeah,
new
and it's
one right
yep.
here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And we've got the North American Blockchain Summit that happens right here, right? That's put on by the Texas Blockchain Council right here. I mean, we got
Mhm.
Marathon, we got Riot, we got crypto here. We've got crypto in our city halls. Our city halls are mining Bitcoin. Okay, we're the only state with city halls mining Bitcoin. Right? We love crypto. Love it.
That's
Can't get
true.
it up.
See, I want to speak on that about crypto being used in the virtual reality and mixed reality space because a lot of people on
Mhm.
MetaQuest are now. I'm starting to see this now on MetaQuest specifically, only because it's the most available device. Yes, cryptocurrency will eventually become the medium of how kids will exchange crypto to play a game like a Roblox or a game or like something like Rec Room or a platform like VR Chat and so forth. But this is eventually going to spill over to the mixed reality glasses space from the standpoint of people will now be able to work a job, be able to build a game where the currency will be in crypto, where you get paid, let's say 1 Bitcoin to complete a virtual assignment and so forth. This crypto is going to become the medium of exchange on mixed reality. And the reason why I'm saying it's not because just to be on the hype band, but I would say because I'm seeing a lot of this already on VR chat. I'm starting to see this a lot on Roblox. And as well, many people on Horizon Worlds are figuring out how to use their MetaMask account and put it into Horizon, put it into VR chat. So the obvious route is that, excuse me, it's going to spill over into all parts of the XR space.
Wow. Hex.
Just to tap on that, yeah, the digital currency side of it, because it's a digital
Mhm.
world. It has to. You can't use cash there.
Correct.
I can't take my physical wallet out of my physical pocket and hand it to the digital you. It won't do any
Yeah.
good. It just doesn't work. As much as we want that exchange through the TVs, we're like, oh, we can just grab our plate. That won't actually ever exist. There's going to have to be something on the other side that produces that thing, right? And you're right. And my kids get it. My kids get it 100%. Like they'll be in Roblox and or in their games, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, this is here's these things." You're right. Other kids too, like they talk to each other about Dogecoin. I don't have to tell them about it. They already know. They're like, "Hey, Dad, look at this picture
Hmm.
that's inside this build over here, and there's some ape." It's like, "Dang, man, they got you quick," you know. But yeah, no, you were it that digital world, and it needs that digital money.
Yeah.
And
So he,
for others who want to, and for people who want to actually start using this in their applications, there's two platforms that has a Unity SDK for it. MetaMask is one, and I would say also look at ChainSafe. ChainSafe is also a good one. I use ChainSafe for a few blockchain applications that I prototyped and tested it out. I'm waiting to put into production, but ChainSafe is also good too if you want to get started rather quickly in implementing your NFT tokens, if you want to tokenize some things that you have in your apps. I do see that it is available for mobile as well, just in case you want to start testing it out on mobile first before you want to put it to before you want to put it to virtual reality. But ChainSafe is super reliable. I would say start with ChainSafe, look at the documentation, and then just kind of let and it's kind of let your mind just take your idea and see where it goes.
okay, that's okay. So chain safe, I have it here on the screen, and I will
Hmm.
be posting it in the in the what is it called, in the Twitter X space jumbotron. So what I'm seeing here is this is amazing what you're sharing right now. So it says here, if you can see on the live stream, and I will share it in the Twitter X space. Man, talk about introducing. So, guys, I've shared a bunch of stuff on the Jumbotron or the Nest. If you're listening on Twitter X Space, so happy that you're here. If you guys are still here and listening, and I got this from shout out to Creative Owls. He does this on his space, and I'm going to take his what he does. If you're still here and you're still listening and you're still interested in this topic, throw out 100% or give us some hearts so I know that you are there listening. I'd love to see if you're still there. I know some of you are working, or maybe you are like hexadized and you are driving or whatever you're doing in RL. But if you're still listening in the space and you are still actively listening, I'd love to see some throw out some hundreds. All right, our Hexa and some hearts. All right, Heather, our Hexa and Heather and Joe. Woohoo, CNET's moon. Hey, CNET's. Hey, welcome, Lex. Yay, CryptoCam. All right, Brover. All right, Tiffany. All right, they're alive. They're alive. Altered Alley. They're alive. They're alive. Nice. Honeycomb. Woohoo. LM Designs. Perfect. Shout out to Creative Owls. I was in his space last Friday, and he does that. Him and Tampoco have a really great space, and it's all about building the future. Mostly focused on content creators. I will send a link to his Twitter Spaces. LM Designs is here. A lot of people are here from the spatial space up for Creative Owls, and he does this on his Twitter Spaces. So if you're ever hosting a Twitter space, I love that you do a shout out to the crew, to the crowd, to see if they're still listening, and that gets them to engage. So yeah, I'm still here. I'm throwing. So that's perfect. Thank you, Creative Owls, for that. I'm using it. I'm definitely using it. So here, if you are listening, and well, if you are watching, I found the chain safe. What is this? Is this through GitHub? Yeah, their chain safe
Yep.
website.
Chain safe.
It's introducing chain safe gaming. So literally it's a toolkit for Web3 gaming products. Guys, Web3 Unity, an SDK to bring games to the blockchain. This is so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is definitely where the future is going. There's a lot of things that need to happen first. We already know that Decentraland has Mana. They have their own in-world token. We know that the Sandbox Metaverse has their own like sand. Over the Reality has the Over token. My goodness, with all these different tokens in like the Ethereum blockchain, I don't know, like it's insane. There's going to need to be either a central blockchain, or blockchains are going to need to offer an easy bridge to switch these digital currencies. And not only that, we're talking about 3D assets. How can we make these 3D assets interoperable? Because when I spend a ton of money outfitting my avatar on, like, let's say spatial, I want to show off my avatar. I identify as whatever I am on spatial, but I want to be the same kind of like person, my same personal avatar brand when I enter Decentraland, when I enter Sandbox, when I enter over the blah blah blah. You guys get it. So there's definitely interoperability. I know that's happening, but and there's a whole bunch of other things. So because we're talking about blockchain, I do want to do a shout out to the Mainnet Z blockchain. It is a blockchain that I found out about early February. So Mainnet is a layer one blockchain. Currently, they just opened up their bridge, where you can bridge from USDT to ETH to Base to, I think, Binance. I'm not sure, but I will send a link. If anybody, anyway, I will provide a link here. I would love for you guys, especially you, Rex, to, if you're going to be developing any type of game or any type of digital kind of like currency, and you need a blockchain, I'm wondering how Mainnet Z can fit in, because Rex, you're gonna love this. Recently, I think last week of August, Mainnet Z partnered with the, oh, I gotta say this, University of University, wait, University, no, what? University of California, University is the state of California, Fullerton. Now they have like
Okay.
22,
Cal State Fullerton. Cal
yes,
State Fullerton.
yes, yes. So they have
Remember.
about 22, 23 campuses in California. The The Fullerton campus is the largest one, is known for adapting innovative technology. So what Mainnet Z did, thank you to Arnold Webb, who does spaces Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. He literally through was it what is it 3 degrees of separation got to talk to one of the professors who has been in the finance space forever since the 80s. He actually created a hedge fund. He was on Wall Street. So this professor and Mainnet Z, they brought the Mainnet Z blockchain, and they are now a program. They are now a program, and they're working towards getting a core certification. So currently, there's about I think 25 students in this course where they are building um, real life, like they're building NFTs, they're building DAOs on the mainnet blockchain, and like they're really building business use cases. So if
Yep.
there's a student that's into real estate, they're actually building or tokenizing something for the real estate industry. And I think you're going to be happy about that because Rex, I saw that one of your apps is a banking app.
Yes, yes, yes. So I do want to touch on like as far as with blockchain. I'm going to definitely check that out because really really what for the industry to really take off, we're going to have to connect virtual assets to real world products or to real world services. That's really the next step. Because when you see with MetaQuest's big focus is gaming, but even with some of the productivity apps that are currently selling really well in the MetaQuest App Store and a few that I actually have in the MetaQuest App Store, really where it's going to take off is how do I use this every day? Meaning from the standpoint of how am I going to use this to be able to shop? How am I going to be able to use this if I need to get in contact with a doctor or get in contact with some form of services that is critical for my day to day. And I really see that asset backed tokens. I really see DAOs being very useful to make this happen. And I'm definitely all for it. I think the blockchain industry is what's going to really bridge that gap to make that happen.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm actually going to pin something. Hex, do you want to chime in while I'm trying to do something here?
I completely agree. I went down the rabbit hole of no Web 2, all Web 3 development some years ago, and it wasn't it wasn't because I was like, oh, Web 2. As much as Google and those people are monster giants and things, it's like you're
Yeah.
saying. It's just that the next stage. It's just this is the next stage. It's not about
Mhm.
trying to be, oh, I want to be the next. No, it's just this is just
Yeah.
the next stage. And even Apple back in the day, or Steve Jobs back in the day, one of the things, and Simon Sinek is very adamant about this as well, is what's the why, right? So with the Apple phone, the first one, it wasn't that it was like some groundbreaking device. It was
Yeah.
useful, like you said. It could be. It changed. It added to your everyday life, not in adding more things for you to do, but it made the things you were already doing easier,
Mhm.
right? You didn't have
Yep.
to go and search through all of these places to find your emails. All of a sudden, you just got notified, and you were able to personalize it a little bit more. That was the thing that really made them right. And so that's not what everybody's going to do, and that's what you're saying, or that's what I hear you saying is
Yep.
your purpose for these apps and the fun ones you have right now, right? The things you have, the football catch, the boxing, the shark attack, all of those things that you already have right now. That's the one could almost say, look, this is the example of what I could do for you with you, right? And
Exactly.
this is just the tip. This is not the app that you're going to get when we talk about what we're going to do together. These are the functionalities of the app that you'll get when we do talk to each other,
Yes.
and your goal is already to be
Bingo.
able to connect. So these NFT projects that are out there, like, man, I really wish I could get more into this, like XREAL, XR, HoloLens space. But here, like you're like, here, let's attach your NFT here. It might be a simple little thing at first, but how many people are going to do it? You got 10 people that are about to do it. Okay, let's do it for those 10. Let's see what happens. Let's put you put your NFT out in this geolocation thing where they can go and collect it in augmented reality for whatever reason, right? Because we can.
Mhm.
But taking it and
And
then
that kind of
adding
leads to
it to, yeah, go.
I was gonna say that kind of leads to my advice for people that may see a lot of glasses or headsets that are out of their price range. Still build for it. Let me tell you why you still need to build for it. Because now the tools, thanks to OpenXR, thanks to Meta, thanks to XREAL as well, they've made it where you can still build for it and still deploy to it very effectively. I mean, these companies all understand everyone's plight. They understand the prices are very high for these glasses and these headsets. But they're not discouraging the developer. They're not discouraging the entrepreneur. I still say this is a perfect time while it's still early to build for it. Build for it, put it in your portfolio. Build for it, put it in the store. Yes, you're not going to get the thousands, maybe millions of users to begin with, but still build for it and still get that confidence that, hey, I'm building for this. I understand and I know this is going to catch on eventually. That's my best advice for people looking to get into this space because many times when they see the prices, it discourages them saying, this costs too much. How am I going to get customers? Believe me, there's millions and millions of people out there that are willing to pay $3,000 for a pair of augmented reality glasses if the value proposition makes sense. The value proposition comes down to you.
Wow, that's super powerful what you said because Hexadize and a lot of the people who are listening on Metaverse Radio and in any of the multi streams that you are viewing this on the Twitter X Spaces, they are content creators of some form. And
Mhm.
what you just said is so empowering, it's so promising, but so hopeful, and it's 100% right. I've never really thought of that, or maybe I don't know, but I love what you said, Rex. And you guys, shout out to Ralph, the head of PR for XREAL. He just did that. He goes, "This is a trio I'm here for. Looking good, everyone." I'm not gonna lie, I reached out to Ralph. So X is sliding into my Hex is sliding into my DMs, and he's talking about Rex Gatling, and he's talking about Ralph this, Ralph that, and I'm like, who is Ralph? Like, who the hell is Ralph? I don't know a Ralph. I only know Wreck It Ralph. So I click on Hex. Hex sent me the link to Ralph's Twitter, and then I looked and I'm like, oh, dude, bro, he's the head of PR for XREAL, and I'm like, really, Hex, you're on first name basis already, so I guess he is because that's Charles for you. And I reached out to Ralph. I did, and I asked him if he could come and join this conversation. He said he would totally love to join, but he's out.
Yeah.
Like he's currently,
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's not able to at this time right now for these times, but he will definitely
Okay.
want to join in a future space. So I would love to have him bring him on. Hexadize, you're in, and absolutely Rex. So it's going to be the three of you guys
Okay.
chopping it up, and I'm just going to be like the not even a talking head. I'll just be the floating head, and I might have to remove myself, and you guys can just chop it up. I think this is fantastic. Oh, Ralph
Yes.
goes, I'm not gonna wreck it. Promise. Love all the work all three of y'all are doing. Oh, I love that. I love that, Ralph. Hey, Ralph, I sent
Thank
you some links. If you can, just come and pop your head or join the space. I don't know. It's all a free for all. No,
you.
it's not. But thanks for sharing. There's some other questions I wanted to ask you, but you kind of like
Sure.
covered like the deep weeds. Like thanks to Hex, you really got into it. Let's
Yes.
talk about XReal. Now that
Sure.
Ralph is here, we're in Ralph's radar, like right.
Yes.
So let's talk about the PR. Let's talk about XReal.
Yes.
Where do you see XReal going in terms of? I know you're a developer, but in terms
Yep.
of for the users like Hexadized and
Sure.
Carmen, who's in Canada, who we still cannot purchase it, but don't worry, we'll figure that out. Where do you see XReal going in terms of the future of?
Sure. I see XREAL really being one of, if not the number one go-to consumer pair of augmented reality glasses for real augmented reality. What really gravitated me towards XREAL was I saw that they were the closest in terms of real augmented reality from the standpoint of 6 degrees of freedom, hand tracking, spatial mapping, plane detection, image tracking. All of those things they covered rather early. Um, I think XREAL is going to be a dominant player in this space, and I think for like the metas of the world, the apples of the world, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Um, I've just seen with just the progress that they've made just from me starting with the developer kit for the Unreal Light. And I really see that a lot of those things that the developer community really, I would say, would like to see improvements in, they've made them. They've made them between from the Unreal Light all the way now to the XREAL Air 2 Ultras to the XREAL to the XREAL Air 2 Pro. Um, they've done a great job. I think XREAL right now, as far as with in the developer community and as well in the consumer and as well as for the consumer, they've done a great job. And I think I just don't see any stop here. That they're really just getting started.
Okay.
Their new X1 chip. X1 chip. Did anybody else like see that screenshot of an X1 chip coming around? Did any like I did I just saw a screenshot and then
Mhm.
and then it's like look what we might have. I'm like wait a minute, wait, wait. But then that's it. It's just this X1 chip and then come on now.
Mhm.
Like if that's gonna
And
be
the
inside the next yeah.
They love
and
to
the deal
Go ahead.
breaker for me, the deal breaker for me for real augmented reality, I'm sorry, is always 6 DOF. I need to be able to switch between 3 DOF and 6 DOF.
What does that
And
mean? What does
XReal,
that mean?
yes,
What's
3 degrees of freedom. 3 degrees is 3 degrees of freedom. So 3 degrees of freedom is where you have the screen just basically in front of you. It follows you. 6 degrees of freedom is where you're able to put virtual content out. Let's say a few feet away from you. You're able to walk towards it, interact with it. That's the reason why I say this augmented reality, mixed reality is meant to be used on the go. It's meant to be used when you're out in the real world. For example, you're walking down the street and you want to go for a walk and you want to play a game while you're walking. That's what this is about. Where the virtual item is right there out in the real world with you, walking with you, talking with you, and so forth. That's where I think XReal has really shown to me that they are definitely ahead of the curve in this space because when a lot of people hear augmented reality, they just believe it's just screens in front of you. No, it's not just about having screens in front of you. It's about being able to have content that you can interact with while you're out on the go in the real world. And XReal has definitely accomplished that with the XReal Air 2 Ultra.
okay? I hear you. So what you just said, Rex, it's
Mhm.
making me realize the value of over the realities platform because they have a digital layer over the real world. They have a Unity SDK. You are able to upload and position 3D assets in the exact
Yep.
geolocation. I think within 2 to 4 centimeters, which is like less than 2 inches if I'm not
Hmm.
correct. In so the ability to walk around with a type of wearable glasses like the XREAL glasses and experience AR when you want to. You can turn it on, turn it off. That was the future. Like I think there was movies in the 70s or 80s about that, and now
Yep.
here we are. And it's one. I know there are other augmented reality platforms and applications, but I don't know one that can actually geolocate. And I know Lex, shout out to Tech Mental. He's out here. He's in Miami. He's actually been creating AR assets using Google's Geo something something, right?
Geo.
And
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
geospatial
about. Yeah.
something. Yeah, he's been using that. So
Yeah.
he recently got introduced to Over the Reality, and Over the Reality mentioned that you can now mint out the over map. So he's more keen on that. So let's see what once you get into the rabbit hole. But what you just said, and Hexadize has been saying this for the longest time, ever since XReal came about, that can, if you can take XReal or Nreal XReal, what will that do if they were to collaborate? If over the reality and XReal were to collaborate. I know that they met, I think 2 years ago or last year in Lisbon. I know Diego Di Tommaso was with the Nreal guys before they changed it to XReal, and they had a demo. I could be wrong, but I really hope that something could happen, because if XREAL's hardware and software and technology has advanced this far, then
Mhm.
it's almost like it's a perfect fit. So let's
Yep.
just know that next this coming Thursday, I have to just check my thing. All right, that's fine. I'm glad I didn't say that. So this not it won't be this Thursday. I just confirmed with Diego. We were going to have a weekly over the reality Twitter space, which we still are, but he was actually going to come on and discuss the B2B map to earn program and the overmap minting. But they've been really crazy with meetings, so we're going to have to reschedule for Diego's AMA next week, which
Yep.
all but Rex, please, I want you to do, please, when you get the chance, as a XR developer, and you're bringing in digital currency and blockchain and Web3 and all this, please do look up Mainnet Z. I would be happy
Mainnet.
to introduce you to Brian and Arnold in the community. Hex is part of the community as well. You could chop it up
Okay.
in terms of how can you, I say Mainnet Z because once you look at it, they have they have the fastest transaction times. Number one, I'm not going to get into it because this is not the space for it, but definitely
Yeah.
join one of their spaces, and also look into over the reality. I think we have the perfect thing here. Talking about a trio, I'm saying it. Hex knows this.
Yeah.
X Real, over the reality, and then Mainnet Z in terms of bringing that
Yep.
whole three digital currency
Yep.
exchange. I don't know where this can go. Does
Yeah.
anybody? So we're 2 minutes after the hour on Metaverse Radio. I do have like an hour left. Hex, do you want to say anything? Like, we don't have to go now, but I know Hex wants to say stuff, and I wonder, are you there? Are you in your location?
Sure.
Yeah, so I just parked. Yeah, so we're good. The beauty of driving cars these days is most of them kind of drive themselves. It's like we're just like it's like we're just the safety check guy. That's like, well, this is where it faulted. That's it. It's not like we actually do anything anymore. We just go, it faulted, and then we mark it down. We checked it out. It's so terrible, but it's just the way it's like. But yeah, so we just parked it. So the I mean, I'm a daydreamer. Like so, like the I want to do so many things, right? And Carmen said,
Mhm.
I'll say this till I die. My kids are repeated at this point where they're like, when are we gonna have the real stuff, Dad? Because like you said, there's that AR layer that a lot of us talk about right now, right? And that's
Mhm.
even the Pokemon Go is really
Yep.
it's still that like it's just that laying on, right?
Mhm.
And so, but getting that full, and XReal's done a great job. I like the glasses. They're
Absolutely.
comfy. They're not. I can wear them over these glasses. That's my biggest thing. I
Mhm.
can put them on here. They're not heavy, right? And
Yep.
so to have all that stuff start to actually work with some of these apps like over the reality, like Spirit, like these apps where they're already blockchain apps, right? Just making that whole
Yep.
interconnect.
And just bridging it
That's
together.
that. And I don't know, and I know that I want it really bad, right? We all want it, right? But
Mhm.
there's the speed of data that still, I think that holds a lot of things back. Anytime I talk to anybody that's ever gone out and done a real event with this stuff, like, yeah, during setup and warm up, everything worked great. There's no issues. But as soon as you get all 10,000 people in that spot and
Yep.
they all turn on their phones, bam, slam. And so those are hurdles we'll still have to cover. I think T-Mobile, I guess, is covering that with Elon this year. They're like, did that drop this week? Like every T-Mobile customer has Starlink now in the
Yeah.
U.S. In the U.S. only. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I do. I know. I do now.
Wow, wow.
I know.
We're
Yeah. I know.
going.
I do. I don't.
I know mine's pretty much flawless. I get it everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Because
guys,
I got the message to upgrade my phone and it just came up. I just was like, okay, I guess I got it now.
but guys, so here's the thing. isn't that a normal isn't that just a normal progression of these new technologies? Because I'm gonna say it, Hex, you know what I'm gonna say. I remember Second Life. You've heard of Second Life, Rex Gatling?
Yes, yes. I have a lot of customers, a lot of people that I work with are on Second Life. A lot of
Okay,
people.
so
Yeah.
okay, so in Second Life, they I think in 2007 or 2011 they actually had a Second Life a virtual ATM where you can buy Bitcoin. Oculus Rift, way before Facebook was
Yep.
ever in the
Way
picture,
before.
was integrated with Second Life, and people were walking around. I'm saying Second Life because I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I remember when you would have parties in a Second Life sim, like in an area in a club, and by the time you reached like 25 avatars dancing, you couldn't get
Mhm.
more avatars, and it was because the servers couldn't handle that, and everybody was complaining until
That's
then they
similar to
handled.
Horizon Worlds. That's similar to Horizon Worlds as well. The
Yeah.
limit on Horizon World is 32. VR chat, the limit is 81, I believe.
Yeah. And I mean, that's to me, that's like a regular thing. Like, just that's just a norm. And the fact that because there's new technologies and platforms and hardware and processors and stuff constantly developing, they're just it's
Mhm.
just going to be what it's going to be. Like, will we ever be able to have like 100, 500 people at the same time in terms of VR? I don't know. I don't know how that even translates to augmented. Well, I think in augmented reality, yes. I don't know because we're technically people. We are our own flesh and blood avatars in this three-dimensional space. We're just wearing glasses to experience the same 3D
Yeah.
asset. I don't even know
Right.
how that translates, right? Like we're literally in the world
But I
already.
think
So go ahead.
but I think the caveat to that, what you're saying is this, is that if you look, I would say look at the template that MetaQuest has done. Because when you develop for MetaQuest right now, they have what they call the MetaQuest all-in-one SDK, where you're able to you're able to use netcode, you're able to use relay and lobby, which are the three technologies provided by Unity, to where you're able to have like one server that can have well over 100 people. So everyone, for example, like I have a mixed reality experience right now where hundreds of people can really be in the living room as if they're really there. It's their avatar. You're talking with them. You're playing basketball in mixed reality, playing baseball in mixed reality. All of those things are already possible by Meta, and I think a lot of people are going to start looking at that as the template because it's proven to work successfully. So I don't see a reason why an XREAL wouldn't use it, or I even say like a Magic Leap wouldn't use it, because you can kind of already do the quasi the same thing with Ready Player Me, using Normcore or using a net code which is provided by Unity. Um, so I think it will be, you'll have a choice to be an avatar, or you could just appear as yourself and so forth, which I believe Apple has personas. Personas, I believe Apple Vision Pro has, that allows you to be able to do that too.
Have you gotten your hands on an AVP?
No, I've actually tried it one time. I tried it the day of its release in the Apple Store. Um, for me, I would say that as a developer, yes, build for it, but I always caution the consumer, because I'm saying that I wouldn't I wouldn't start with an Apple Vision Pro. I'll just put it to you that way. I would say if I'm first coming into mixed augmented virtual reality, I would say start with MetaQuest. Honestly, if I'm starting with virtual reality, so to say, if I want to start with a headset, definitely start with MetaQuest. Now, of course, if you want to start with glasses, I'd say always start with XREAL, just because of the accessibility, and just the affordability. I would say compared to the other options, but I'm I think Apple's gonna get it together. I think this was just their way of kind of showing this is what it's capable of, and we're gonna be working from this point and get it down to where it's a good form factor, and as well the technology is a little bit more advanced, because right now that's a really heavy device that's on your head that you have to wear if you're gonna be doing work, or if you're gonna be on VR chat, or be on, well, they don't have Horizon Worlds, but I'll just say like VR chat. that's a really long time you're going to be wearing that on your head. And I think that that's really something that Apple's working on. That's the reason why I say I think it's going to be more than one winner in this space.
Right.
This is
100%.
a lot lighter. I'm not gonna lie. This is a lot
A lot lighter. A lot lighter. Yeah, absolutely. A lot lighter.
like, and it, and I can, and when I'm walking around, people don't think that I don't see this. Like I can walk through the mall. Like when I do walk through the mall, it's not so. It's like you get a couple of glances because it is like I wear my sunglasses at night kind of vibe, but it's
Yeah.
still, that yeah, yeah, but yeah, this is it's so much lighter.
Yeah,
Hex,
you
So
put
can't
it
you can't you
on.
can't you can't beat it.
Put it on,
You
Hex. Put
can't
the
beat it.
like
extra glasses on.
and that's
You look so
oh
cool. Doesn't he
that's
look
so
hot?
Yep.
funny, my
You look cool.
right? You know,
I love that. I love that. So I
Yeah.
had Tech Mental. He is here in the Twitter X space, and he
can
wants
we
to.
double frame? Where's your frame?
Oh, frames. Do you have one? I don't have one yet.
Oh,
Where's your
brilliant! The
where's
one
your
from
lantern?
Brilliant Labs.
Okay, guys, I want to share something before we bring on Tech Mental. Um, I saw this. Like, I think I got
Oh
it
yeah.
out. So I know Space Talk. So are those X Real glasses? Did hang on. What is this company called? This company
Is
is
that what they
actually
did?
called Sightful. So Sightful did Sightful partner with XREAL and to make the first AR workspace, and it's called Space Top. So right now we're seeing Space Top, and they just launched a new Space Top G. It's like a 100-inch digital display. Is that an XREAL glasses? Because I looked on the website,
I'm
they did mention
I'm not for
XREAL.
certain. I'm not for certain, but they
It
do look
looks
like X. They do look like X
it,
real glasses. They
it,
do
it,
because I
it
can see
looks
by
like
the
these.
frame right there.
Yeah. And
Because
also
like
shout out Ralph real quick. I got to just because the only reason that this
Yeah,
like this trio thing happened here is because he was on that Get It Done YouTube channel. Which
yeah.
by the way,
What
if you haven't
Jay
followed
Dunn,
them,
yeah,
like they're hilarious. Their videos are great. They're actually going to be
yeah.
in Austin tomorrow, actually at the Augmented thing there. So if anybody's interested in like what's happening in Austin, keeping it weird where they are, follow them. But yeah, this is so shout out Ralph for even like saying Rex Hex and all this like 'cause that was love. Much
okay,
love.
yeah, shout out to Ralph. You know what Ralph
Yeah,
said?
those
Yes, it is super smart
Yep,
company. Yes, those are
it
Sightful
is.
is actually using the X-Real Air 2 Ultra glasses. I think this is
that's
crazy.
cool.
That is so cool. I think the first iteration was 2400 US, and I believe you can reserve it for 100 US. I don't know when they're going to launch, but they're saying that the full price will be ending up to be 1900 US. That's still pretty deep.
Okay.
That's amazing compared to the Apple
Right.
Vision Pro. Like,
Yeah.
look what you get. Um, I'm
Right.
actually gonna. Sorry, I'm gonna actually pin this. I'm gonna bring in Tech Mental. Tech Mental. So thank you so much for joining. Uh, I know you have a lot of questions and you want to come and join. So what would you like to say?
I just want to say good morning, first of all. Great conversation. Great to see all the usual AR suspects in the audience. What's up, Honeycomb, Alter, and the whole squad? Hey, Rex and Hex. What a double team there. What's up to you guys? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of XREAL. I have been, and I've always seen it as the kid in the corner, the kid that's doing the 1,000 shots in the gym, the guy who's doing everything that needs to really keep their eye on the ball and watch the finish line, while everybody else is working on the marketing and hype machine, right, to bring out a million glasses to a million people. But I've always kind of been a fan, of like the independent rapper XREAL, and for what I see, it's more than just a surrogate screen. And I love what you said earlier about not all AR are created equally. Some people need to realize the difference between an XR device and something that has pass through, or something that's just a surrogate lens for you to have this big screen right next to you, and now you see a couple of screens at the same time. I'm a big believer in that. What I would love to see from XREAL or anybody else, or maybe it can when you are in a conference, when you are somewhere, not only can you see the assets that someone has already anchored, but that you'll be able to have an open network where you can also see another member, member in your XR network, and you can see them 10 feet away. You can see them almost on a Zelda kind of, bird's eye view, where you can see this person that's in your network, in your own private network, that they're showing up, but look, you're 10, 20 feet away, and they're getting closer to you, or they're closer to the stage, and that way you can find them. And this is something, obviously, for privacy reasons, you can customize and create. Whereas if we're all getting together for Basel in a couple of months, we can find each other. And it's something that's within the network, whether we tap into the Wi-Fi or we're all tapping into our 5G in our pocket. And as a bridge tender, I love to marry technology that way, where it's like, I know what I want to do. I want to be able to walk down, in the streets of Brazil and be able to read everything. I get that, and see everything that, Elias has been planting. I'm all about that. I'm like, first player when it comes to that. But as a bridge tender, I would also love to see, and if it's XREAL that does it, I would love to do a couple of Haryukens and uppercuts to the big boys, right? And be like, oh, and by the way, for Ultra, for Winter Music Conference, or for Basel, or for, everything else is going around the world, we're bringing this to the community, which I think would be really dope. But I just kind of want to throw those two little breadcrumbs in there.
Whoa, we got the breadcrumbs and we're making bread.
We got the breadcrumbs.
Wow, you
That's
always
cool.
so totally cool. You always have great insights and add such value to the conversation, Tech Mental. I love it. What you guys got to say about that?
I think we're not too far off. I think a lot of the technology is already available, either through other third party services, and as well, I would say Unity has done a good job as well. I wouldn't really like to put that on Unity, because Unity right now, I would say, anticipated anticipated what the next step was going to be, and I think that they provided a lot of tools that's going to allow it to happen from a networking perspective, from being able to make web requests effectively, to be able to get that data, and also as well, they've done a great job with the developer community, regardless of the backlash that they've recently had. Um, but I think a lot of the technology is there. I just think really right now it's really right now up to the developer to make that happen, because a lot of these tools are definitely available currently today, and I really just think it's really up to the initiative of the developer.
Well,
I think that's great. That's a great answer, and it's the most simplest, which is usually the best. In my mind, which it's just my imagination, the way it goes. Even in new school, old school would be like, okay, one of the ways they could do it's like I'm thinking about programming old Wi-Fi units, right, back with Cisco's and stuff like that, where every device can actually become ad hoc, right, and you cling to each other, where it's not necessarily online, but you're once two get together now, and as more get together, you tether, the signal becomes stronger because your chain became stronger. And it's that kind of that stuff, that kind of like taking an old technology or new technology and kind of bridging it together. But yeah, I appreciate you guys.
wow.
Absolutely.
You hear that, T-Mobile? That is amazing. Good luck for that to happen in Canada. I can't even get their act together, Canada, and their freaking networks. It's ridiculous. But wow. Oh my goodness, guys. So, Tech Mental, you know that Hadouken thing you said? So Ralph goes Hadouken. I like to say I'll dunk on the big players, but now I'm gonna start Hadouken them. He goes, love it, Lex. So he tweeted it. I highlighted it. So there you go. You just engaged with the head of PR for XREAL. I'm loving this. This is so cool. So what's next? Guys, this is September the 17th. We're past halfway through the month of September. We're entering into the fourth quarter. What's happening for you, Rex?
Yeah. So for me right now, what's next for me is pretty much just updating a lot of the current applications that are in for MetaQuest, and as well as for XREAL. I do have some other apps that I've currently been prototyping with my brother. My brother is also my partner as well. We'll definitely be releasing some new applications for all augmented reality glasses, not just XREAL, Magic Leap, Ray Neo X2 as well. But really, I would say our bread and butter right now is just continuing to expand on the apps that we have right now that are available now for MetaQuest. You could find the link in my bio, and as well for XReal. And oh yeah, also I am hosting a hackathon. If you are on Horizon Worlds, it's Exec Madness is going to be every Wednesday on Horizon Worlds. You could join through mobile or web, where we'll get to see who has the best mixed reality app idea. The winner gets their app built by me. I help you build it, get it into the MetaQuest store for free.
Whoa, wait a minute. Is this happening tomorrow?
Yes. It starts at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in my office on Horizon Worlds. Yep.
Wait. 8 o'clock, New York time in the morning.
Yeah. No, 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night, New York time.
8 p.m. p.m.
PM in
Yes,
Horizon
PM.
World.
p.m.
Sorry.
In Horizon World. In
Horizon World.
Yes.
Horizon
Yes,
World.
yes, yes.
Dude, Hex, do you have a MetaQuest?
No.
I have a
You don't have
MetaQuest.
to have a MetaQuest. You don't need a MetaQuest. You don't need a MetaQuest asset to join. You can join through mobile.
Rex, can
Mhm.
you pin that to the top to the NAS or Jumbotron?
Yeah, where is that information, Rex, so I can pin it? Do you have a
Yeah,
website?
I'll drop it. Yeah, I'll drop it. I'll drop a link to it in the chat. Give me
Yeah,
1 second.
comment so I can pin it. My
Perfect.
God, that's crazy.
So if everybody's paying attention, like we'll go Web3 Wednesday. Well, first we'll go Mitch over in Spatial, then we'll go Web3 Wednesday over here on X, and then there's we got Super Wednesdays with Stilo, and then there's bitmap stuff that happens as well, and then 8 p.m. Your day is not gonna be boring on Wednesdays. You got 8 p.m. You got a hackathon, and if anybody's ever experienced a hackathon,
Yeah.
like it can get funky. You can get some ideas. You're like, I never really thought about an ice cream machine that had wheels and just like shoots out the ice cream down the lot. But now I do. That is a different dawn of hacks. Yeah, no, there's some crazy stuff that can come out of hackathons. It really just you know ends up growing into beautiful things.
It
Like
does.
eh,
It does. So you
And
pinned
and
it?
you're just pitching. So I'll just go through the details of it. So you're pitching your mixed reality app idea, and you're getting feedback from the crowd. We had four contestants. We had four contestants that made it through the last round. We're looking to actually possibly expand it to past September as well. So it's going to be every Wednesday. It's going to be a fun-filled night. Bring your best idea and let's see who wins. I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now.
Okay, chat with
And
the
if there's
Twitter
a part,
chat, right? The Twitter chat, right?
yes, I can put it
Please.
in the Twitter chat.
I can pin it to the net. Oh my God, I love hackathons. I used to be, I mean, I never hacked. I just like literally would go to hackathons and interview people and
It
like,
says I need to request.
oh, because you need to, no, you can draw, here, come up as speaker and then you can pin it up to the nest. Let me send you, like, we might get feedback, but let's see. It doesn't matter. I mean, it
So you
matters.
want me to end it and then
No. Go ahead and there you go. Now you're a speaker, are you? I sent you a speaker request. But you never know with Twitter X. It goes as it goes. It's got a mind of its own. Guys, I appreciate it. It's already an hour and 25 minutes in. I really appreciate you guys deciding to stay into the space, especially when this is unusual because our speakers are not really speakers on Twitter X. I really hope you can see them on the live stream. I really appreciate your time, Tech Mental. Thank you so much for all the insightful things that you had shared. Altered Alley, Meganets, K-Bot's here, Leanets,
Alter
Thor's is
Alley.
here.
Oh my God,
Alter,
Alter Alley.
CNET's
Yeah.
Moon, Honeymoon, Honeycomb, Digital, Crypto Sam, still Cryptocam is still here. Silent Dave, Joe, Heather's still here. ZMS is Sakabata, Drano. Hey, Drano. Demancy's here. Rex, can you enter as a speaker? Our Hexa's still here. Banzi Nets, Rover's still here.
Yeah, it still has me as a listen. It doesn't let me enter in yet.
Okay, I want to
Let me
shout out
get the
to Webby
invite.
Social. We did do a shout out to you, aka Creative Owl, Strawberry. So nice to see you. Hi, Marilda. Tommy. Hey, Tommy's got like the Tom of. Do you have to go, Hex? Or are you just saying
No,
hi?
I'm just waving. I'm just
Yeah,
waving as you're saying
waving
cool
at
names.
everybody. Here's Savage coming on. Hot as Savage. Tiffany, I really appreciate you still hanging on here. RMU Foundation, you've been here for since the beginning. Also, you, Isabella Stella. You know what? Can you see on Twitter where the actual Twitter X space is, the purple thing? You can chat it under there. Can you do that?
Put it in the chat side.
Like, or just tweet it. If you tweet it, I will take that tweet and pin it.
Okay, yeah, I'll tweet it. Let me do that.
Tweet it, tweet it. What the? Da, 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 da,
I
da,
just dropped it
tweet.
I just dropped it in the I dropped it in your comments under the video.
Really? Oh, under the video. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Video.
Hmm.
Video. I don't. Just so you know,
Exec
these
Madness.
live streams, I never watch the video. Hang on, I would never go. Oh, there it is. Is this it? Luma Ezek. Whoa, that looks super awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it in, guys.
And if and for the sign up, please, if you want to sign up, I will personally because it costs to go into the competition. I'll get a promo code out to you guys as soon as I get it. As soon as I get the new promo code, because we change it every week to let you join for free.
So it's a Horizon hackathon.
Yes. Yes. What we do just to go through the absolute specifics. I have a virtual stage in my office where you come up, we give you a topic, and we say come up with an idea under this scenario for this mixed reality app. Like for example, if Sally is a yoga instructor and she doesn't know how to use mixed reality, give her a solution. Best solution wins.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, for those of you listening on Twitter X Space, I pinned it up to the nest. It is the pop, 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 pop. It is the. Hang on, guys. I pinned it up to the nest. So you're gonna have. How can we get that promo code? Do we DM you?
Yeah, so yeah, just DM me. I'll get the promo code for you to sign up. We change it every week. I'll be getting it this evening. We just have to change it every week just because of the way Horizon Worlds is. So, but I'll just DM me. I'll get the promo code over to you.
Okay, I love this exec madness where ideas battle for reality. Whoa, who did you? Who thought of that? You and your
Yeah,
brother?
so the group I work with on Horizon, they're called the Diamond Resilience. They're pretty much they're like a marketing company in the XR space, and as well they develop as well in mixed reality. They helped me as far as with getting acclimated to Horizon Worlds because I really didn't know it that well, and I said, hey, let me just see if I can get an event together, and we came up with the Exact Madness pitch competition series. Oh, also, Boss Leo, the person that's another host on here, she's
Mhm.
another good person to talk about the XR space. She's been in the XR space as far as with Horizon Worlds, VR chat, and as well with spatial. And back when it was alt space, she's definitely someone you would possibly want to have on the next show as well.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. So for those of you watching on the multi streams, I do have the Exec Madness pitch competition series. It's on the screen. I also pinned it on the Twitter X space. Come on and join. Can people just join? Oh, the audience is free, right? So they can just join and like cheer on the
Yeah,
people.
audience is free, pitch participant free. But there's a promo code that will have to help you get into the instance because there's a particular instance on the server you have to get into that. I'll have to provide to you to get in.
Okay, so for those of you on the Twitter X space, can you please follow Rex Gatling one? Rex, can you just like throw some hearts so that people can easily find you?
Yeah,
Because there's like 5,000 people in the space right now.
yeah.
By the way, some of these popular spaces, I'm not going to say who, but there is like one or two huge popular spaces that have like maybe 3,000, 5,000 people in the space. Keep scrolling because you will see bots. Just saying. Just scroll all the way down and you'll see all these similar bots from a certain part in Asia, and they've got all the same like similar PFPs. And I'm just saying, so I'm
Yeah,
calling it as it
No,
is.
that's their community showing up to support. That's all those individual NFT holder wallets showed up. That's not. Come on, right? No,
I
maybe.
don't
I know
know.
we'll probably have this for a topic. We'll probably have this for a topic for another day. But Horizon Worlds VR chat, that's prominent. You see that a lot in VR now. Believe me, you're starting to see a lot of the problems that you deal with on your phone apps, web apps. You're starting to see it in VR now. A lot. Like
Can you bot
you're
out Metaverse
seeing.
Worlds? Can you do that now? Can you do that?
Can you
Can
what?
you 404? Can you bot out? Can you just like slam out the Metaverse Worlds now? Can you just you know AI the snot out of some spots?
Yeah, yeah,
The the
absolutely,
the
absolutely. A
Roblox.
lot of
Yes.
yeah, Roblox, Rec Room's another one. Another one, I would just say the two primary ones before Alt Space ended, after Alt Space ended, is VR Chat and Horizon. Horizon, I would say, has done a great job as far as with mitigating a lot of that, but you're seeing you're seeing this a lot. A lot of people are using kind of what they do in mobile and web to get users or to buy users, so to say, and they're really just taking the same concept and putting it into VR and just virtual reality as well.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's
you
sad.
it's gonna be you talk about Web 2.0, talk about Web 2.0, Web 3.0 is gonna be kind of like the same thing,
Yeah.
except it's gonna
Like
be
nothing
done in the virtual
changed.
world.
Nothing changed. Before there was digital and it was all physical people, we were paying people to go in as crowds. We were
That's
saying,
true.
here's your free ticket in. And you'd
Yeah,
give away 100 to 200 free tickets. And you'd
yeah,
say, hey, look, we got at least 200 people showing up. It's the same thing.
That's absolutely true. So for those of you
yeah.
on Twitter X Space that couldn't
Same
hear,
VPN.
yeah, Hex is saying it's the same thing. If people are buying bots, that's a PR trick, right? They get a whole bunch of people and say,
Hmm.
here's some tickets, be here at the corner rub for free drinks and stuff like that, just to show up a crowd. So whatever's happening, you know what? The common denominator is humans, humans, right? But
Yeah, if that's what it comes down to. Hmm.
yeah, um, did we? No, I have to say before we end, should we end? Like, does anybody have any more questions? Um, I did do a shout out. Did we have anybody? Lex is laughing. Oh, hi, Ubang. Ubang joined. Uh, Rex Gatling did the hearts. Okay, please follow. We'll probably end this. The reason why is because I did tell Rex that it would be about an hour ish, and he's got a business. Like the guy's, he's got a business to run, apps to develop.
Yeah.
He's building the future, guys. And Hex, he's in a parking lot. Apparently, he drove maybe with his family. I don't know what his family's doing, but they're gonna. I don't know, but he's just sitting there in the parking lot, and I wanna like respect your time. I also want to respect the time of the people in Turek Space. Shout out to Webby Social. If you don't know, please follow Webby Social. I got to do the beta test. So they have this platform where they're pulling in all your content, who you are, your bio, where people can see you, all in one platform. So to me, I could be wrong, but to me, it's almost like they are I don't know. It's like the social platform and library for content creators and connectors. Please follow Webby Social and also the founder of Webby Social, who is My Creative Owls. I think he holds a space with Tampoco. I'm not sure if it's every week or every Fridays. I have to. Is it every Fridays? Is it every
Fridays, Thursday or Fridays, yeah,
What
Thursday?
time on
Fridays.
Fridays? I would like to attend. I would like to attend that.
Oh my God! I'll definitely send you a link to their. When? What did you say, Hex? Let me check. He'll.
Yeah,
I'll. I think they had one yesterday too, but it's Building the Future. It's a
Okay.
really good space. He also does an amazing live stream with Tampoco. It's like it's almost like the if you want to do a live stream and everything have everything look amazing. I think he does the it's like something to follow. It's like live streaming goals because he has his real
Okay.
life self and then he has his co-host Tampoco and she is like an animated person. I mean an animation, but she's talking and he's got this really great backdrop. You also see him do like he literally changes the UI, the whole experience of the live stream in real time. I'm not sure. I think he uses OBS, but it's fantastic. I'll definitely send you links. And yes,
OBS, by the way, is coming to MetaQuest too. OBS is coming to
no,
MetaQuest
wait
too.
a minute. How does that even
It's
work?
coming to
So
MetaQuest.
wait a minute. So
I've
you
seen it
can
because
be
I saw it work.
wait. You can be in MetaQuest, and then you
I
can
saw it work on VR chat.
use
And you
OBS in
can, yeah,
MetaQuest.
I saw.
yeah, great.
Yeah, I saw. I've seen it work on VR chat. There's a
Wait,
client that I have that streams their music competition every Saturday, and they figured out
oh,
how to do it. It's really good, and it's really good.
do you think they screen share in MetaQuest? Their live
I
stream using OBS? Like this is I got the MetaQuest too. I'm
I
not putting
think
money on
see I think the way they did it. I can't really disclose too much of it, but one thing I can say is that VR chat does allow that capability where you're able to stream from a laptop or a phone into VR chat. I have seen that done before. Um, that's the most I can really say about it, but yeah, definitely. It's coming to Meta. It's definitely coming to MetaQuest. I can already see if VR chat figured it out, everyone else is gonna figure it
But
out.
No, that's true. That's true. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, guys, do you have any last words for this stream? Because I'm definitely gonna get you guys on. We'll figure out a time when Ralph can join, the head of PR for XREAL, and you guys can chop it up. Oh, before we do go, I do want to do Hex. Can you talk about the Wintar Wonderland that you and Honeycomb are
yes,
doing, and maybe pull in Rex?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we pull in Rex. Yeah. So Winter Wonderland. It's this year we're going November through December. It's going to kick off November 16th, run through just through the new year, probably January 3rd, when we'll remove any experiences, right? So any geospatial lock stuff, any of the artist awards. So we're also with the Web3 Artist Awards, which will be November or not November, December 17th, right around there, mid December. Okay, is when those will actually be, and that's supposed to be out in Athens, Ohio. But what we're doing with them, because it is such a global thing, is all of these activations will be everywhere. So there's people like Alex Arzu down in Houston, who has all those murals, who's also been developing on over the reality as well. So he's got his actual IRL murals that then he overlays the augmented reality that activates to that mural and it ties in together. So those will be experiences that, yes, you'll be able to experience that remotely, but if you go there physically, it is a completely different experience, right? And so those will be those types of things. We'll have that going around Dallas as well, the DFW area. We're looking to be out in Miami during Art Basel, and again, probably take over Park, activate with some of the artists around there as well, because Art Basel, right? So the Winter Wonderland, there will be some experiences that we will hackathon in a way per se, right? So because it's a Winter Wonderland experience. So maybe Santa Claus comes down out of the sky, lands in some spots, or you walk into the scene and it's a whole snow scene, right? There's carolers standing under a Christmas or under under a street lamp, and with stuff like that, with done the right way, then you can take that, say, street lamp experience with the virtual carolers, and then we have real world hot chocolate giving away on the corner, so that when we're handing them a hot chocolate and there's a QR code, so that when they pop up and they see the carolers, they're drinking hot chocolate, they're hearing the carolers, it's still snowy, and get to activate that whole, bring in the real world and that virtual world, and really, and maybe have the AI involved, so we get the AI avatars. Maybe there's some Santa Clauses that you can meet. There's different things that you can do. Ask Me Anything still everywhere. That was my long short of what is Winter Over Wonder. It's really just a bunch of different experiences coming together this winter. So, and everyone can be a part of it. Where it's a wide open, if you know what I mean.
Thank you for
Cool.
that.
Cool.
I love that. And what about you? Do you want, is there any last things you want to say, Rex, before we?
Just follow me. Follow me on my Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Rex Gatling _1 here on Twitter. Rex _ exec REX _ XZEC on Instagram. Really active on there. Any questions that you have, if you have an app you want to develop, DM me directly. I can get you started, walk you through, just your idea, and I'll be right there with you. If it's an idea that you want to get iteration on or advice on, how do I develop this? Which the right platform? DM me directly. Any questions about the XR space, please do not hesitate to DM me and reach out to me, and I'm definitely willing to help.
Okay, perfect. Now, before we go, I do want to share something. I'm always going to do a shout out. The reason why Hex and Rex, but Rex, you can appreciate this. I know. Have you ever done anything on Unreal Engine?
Yes, yes, I have. Yes, I
Okay,
have.
I got a question for you. Do you know any NFT collection
Sure.
that has been done on Unreal Engine?
No, not as of yet. No.
Okay, so what if I were to tell you there actually is an NFT collection, 10,000 NFT collection, all done in NFT, all done in Unreal Engine 5 with crazy different animations and traits. And I always do this.
Really?
So, yeah. So I'm gonna send the link to you. I'm also gonna post it on I'm going to post one of their YouTube videos on the Nest on the Twitter space. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to number one play. My goodness, this is insane, guys. Like I'm literally, I feel like my brain is going nuts. Where is that? I posted it. Here it is. So I'm posting it. So the NFT collection that is made from Unreal Engine. They launched in March of 2022. They are called the Zombie Mob Secret Society or Xenu. They are
Okay.
part of the mainnet Z blockchain, all Unreal Engine. Shout out to Cars Garlic. He entered one of the Twitter spaces that I was in, and he was like, he visited a couple of times, and finally I asked him what PFP he was touting, and he said, "Oh, blah blah blah." He was saying all these things, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, okay, okay." And then he mentioned Unreal Engine, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then he said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
all these the 10,000 NFTs made from Unreal Engine 5." And I was like, "No way, this is insane." So that's how I came across this community. Because you are in New York, I'm going to
Yeah.
share one of their videos when they literally took over Times Square. Let me share it. Oh my goodness, this is
Unreal
insane.
Engine. That's like
Uh,
a dream. That's like
it-
a dream engine I want to build for.
it's a dream
I built
engine,
for it once.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
It,
play the
but it's
video.
not. But it's not deployable yet to headsets as of yet. At least not
No,
yet.
and this is why this is perfect for you. You will totally fit with the Mainnet Z Zeno community, Rex. 100%. You are gonna love the
Yeah.
community, and yes, I love the over community. That's how I met Hexadize, but that doesn't mean I can't love any other community as well. Shout out to the Xeno community. They are
Yeah.
so genuine, no ego. They're really like my family. So what you're seeing here is because you live out in Manhattan, I am. This is when they launched in New York City Times Square. I'm also going to be playing a song by Kangilla. He is a DJ music producer. He created one of the songs, and he actually makes music NFTs. So maybe there's going to be a collab happening. But I'm going to play one of his songs called Zombie Mobbin'. Guys, I'm going to end the stream, but before you go, please listen to Zombie Mobbin' and vibe with it. Want to do again, shout out to Tech Mental, also to Ali, Meganets. Follow Meganets. He does pancakes and chill when he can, mostly late at night into the wee hours. Shout out to Kbot. He's always supporting a content creation and the metaverse and everything that's going on with Web3. Of course, shout out to the beloved
There's some
Nets
amazing
community.
possibilities with
ZNets,
generative VFX.
Thors,
This plant
ZNets
is a
Moon,
simple example. Same with
the
this
thought,
slime.
Heather, ZMSS Nakabato, Aleas, Demancy, our
This can
Hexa,
involve some
Banzinets.
masking, but there's a super easy way to do that
Who
right in
else is here
Revit.
from the Net community? And
Or
also
the
Isabella,
even
Stella,
easier method is
RMU
expanding from an end
Foundation,
frame
Savage,
like this.
Tommy, Bill, thank you for joining. Marilda, hashtag Fatakeba, Webby Social. I know you're still there. Looking forward to seeing where your platform goes. I'm looking forward to the badges and the tokens.
You can even
to be
generate
honest.
VFX.
Strawberry and
There's
Brover.
endless
Love
possibilities,
you
and
guys.
it's pretty
Be
easy to get
safe
these
wherever
shots that
you're
would
mapping.
take a lot of time and skill, or
Our
a huge
Hexa,
budget
always
to get
great to
otherwise.
see you in
I'll
the
cover a
space.
lot more examples as we go through. But let's
Digital,
start simple.
Crypto
The
Cam,
slime
Silent
and the
Day.
doorway
My
portal were done in the
goodness.
same
All
way,
right,
using
let's
the last
go.
frame
Oh my
from the
goodness,
clip I
what is
filmed
that?
as
Who is
the
this
first
guy?
frame of the generation
What
in
is this
Revit.
guy
There's a
doing in
few
my
ways to get that
stream? I
last
don't
frame.
even know him. This is it. I'm looping it. I wanted to loop. Okay, now I'm looping it. Now I'm gonna play the music from Kangilla called Zombie Mobbin'. Let's go, you guys. I'm like this. I should do the behind the scenes. What the hell I'm doing? Okay, here we go. Zombie Mobbin' by Kangilla.
This is cool. That's cool.
Mayday, mayday. We need everyone in Times Square now. CNU has taken over Times Square. We need everyone to report to Times Square now.
There you go, guys. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for
Hmm.
joining. I really appreciate you guys. And here we go. Here we go. There's a Zeno throwing the axe. Let's go. Okay, guys, have a great Tuesday. Thank you everyone for joining. Elias is having a over community worldwide Twitter space coming up in 11 minutes. Please consider joining. I love it. Yeah. And signing out.
I've been
This is
experimenting with
crazy
AI
shit. Who
video
is this
tools
guy?
and covering
This
this.
guy keeps popping up. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. See you soon. Hopefully, see everybody in Elias's over the reality worldwide space. Rex, Hex, just stay there before we leave. I'm going to shut down the Twitter X space, but I want to talk to the Rex and Hex. I might change my name to Dex. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys, I'm shutting down Twitter X space. Please follow everyone. Please follow Webby Social. I'll send you links. I'll send you the links underneath the this Twitter X space. But bye everyone on Twitter X space. Thank you so much. Poo poo. All right. Okay. Thank you, Hexadize. And Rex, what did you think, Rex? Were you
Yeah.
okay? Did you like this? I can't wait for Ralph to come on. So him
Oh, I
and
love it. I love it.
you guys can chop it up with him. Like
Yeah.
I want to follow you closely. I love that you're
Yeah, I
giving.
love it. I didn't know. Again, this is my first time.
Go on.
Hmm?
What were you gonna say? This is your first
Hello,
time.
can you hear me?
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. So this is like my first time really seeing this many people in the space. I didn't know the XR space was really that huge. I've been in hackathons before, and it blew my mind. Just seeing that many people that are in the XR space that love it as much as I do. So this is very refreshing. I'm really glad I came on today.
Oh no, we're so glad. I just thank you to Hexadize. He's the one that's told me early yesterday. Like, hey, you may want to like reach out to this guy. I think Ralph did a shout out in one of the videos, and plus you already met Hex anyway, or had some communication with him. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, sure. Like, I love this. So I really appreciate everything. But yeah, let's.
yeah,
Do you have a
yeah.
Discord? Do you have a Discord, Rex?
Thank you.
Do you have a Discord?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am on Discord.
But
Yes, I am on Discord.
do, do you
Let
have a
me pull
Discord
up my
server?
name. I
Okay.
changed it about 2 days ago.
Okay. This is fantastic. I'm
No,
actually
I don't have an independent server. I'm on the XREAL server. Hmm.
okay. Okay. I'm gonna share
I'll
some.
drop it in the chat real quick.
All right. All
Sure.
right. Okay, before we go on Metaverse Radio, I forgot to say it on Twitter Space, but doesn't matter. This program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The host, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. Oh, yeah, we do. So please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. I can't wait to get my hands on a set of XREAL glasses. But I want to know, guys, should I wait for the next iteration? Like, do you think XREAL is going to come up with a new set in the next year? They will, right? For sure.
because
Um,
I think that new chip that they dropped.
Eventually,
I don't. So
yes.
yeah,
Hmm.
because they're going to add
No, go ahead.
cameras
Go ahead.
to the yeah. I think they're going to add cameras to the glasses at some point because right now the sensors on there are just sensors. They're not
Mhm.
really cameras. So I think there will be a new iteration
Yeah,
that comes
they're not
with
physical cameras.
So here's the thing. So let's say I, as a consumer who does not have a ton of money, let's say I wait for that next iteration with the new sensors. It's like an
Hmm.
Apple. I'll get it, and it is what it is.
Hmm.
Then they're going to be improving the sensors, just like Apple's M1. First, man, I remember when Steve Jobs announced a partnership. They were going to have like Intel. They were going to use Intel processors. Like I remember that talk, and I was like, what? Like Apple and Intel? Like Intel is a PC thing. Like that just blew everybody's mind. And then they cut that off, and then they went to M1, M2. I think there's like the M3 silicon chip now. So I get it, but I don't want to be constantly as a techie gadget lover. I've had to really curb my appetite for these tech gadgets because, like, I have the MetaQuest. I've only must have used it a total of 10 hours altogether. I have the two Ray-Ban Metas. I have the Ray-Ban stories and the Ray-Ban where you live stream. And okay, like I can't. Like so what do I do? I guess that's just how it is with technology, right? You either like you just get what you can
Yeah,
and it's not going to last, right?
yeah. You have to kind of build. You kind of have to roll with the punches in the space. I know with MetaConnect coming up, I know they are going to premiere a pair of mixed reality glasses. Um, Historically, it's not going to be for the consumer. I think it's going to be for the developers to build for it first, and then get it to everybody else. Um, Personally, I would say it's hard to say wait for the next iteration for me because it's like okay, you wait for the next iteration, and then you know it's still gonna be about the same price. To be honest with you, um,
Right.
I would say if you really want to start building with it now, get the one now. If you want to be patient and wait for the next iteration, wait for the next iteration. It really depends on where you are and what you want to do with it, really, because I wouldn't recommend someone to pay $3,000 for something or 800 or $600 for something if there's no use for it yet for them. I wouldn't recommend that.
Right. I wouldn't build. I mean, I don't have time to learn how to do that. Which, interestingly enough, what do you think of AI and coding? Like,
Mhm.
where do you see, like, for sure, do you know any
Oh,
developer that's actually
oh,
used?
oh! Man, I wish we covered that on the stream. I wish we
No,
covered
we
that on the
and we
stream.
will, and we will. Hey, this is not your first and last. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me right
I
now?
build.
We're the trio. Ralph said we're the trio.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
We gotta cover it. We have to cover that. We have to cover that.
Okay.
Uh, for me, I build. I know how to build machine learning and AI tools myself. I try to use it. I'm trying to merge that with augmented and virtual reality, similar to like what I did with my first mobile app. Um, I think right now with where it is today, AI is going to play a big part as far as in not replacing a programmer, but I think it's going to more so be the aid for a programmer because even what you see with even what you see with Mid Journey, what you see with, of course, Chat GPT, and pretty much Runway Gen, Hugging Face. Hugging Face is another one that people don't really talk about too much. Um, Even with all of those, you still need a skilled programmer. You still need a skilled developer because really
Right.
what it comes down to, it's still it's just another tool for a developer. Um, I use it myself to if I need to refactor some code or I need some advice on how to make this code run more efficiently to where it doesn't cause that many slowdowns. Um, I That's what I use it for. But it really just depends on the developer. But I do think AI is gonna. I don't think AI is gonna replace a programmer. Now I think it's gonna make the programmer, besides it being a 3 month or sorry, besides it being a 5 month or 7 month process, it'll be more so cut down to 1 or 3 months of development. That's what I think.
Wow. That's huge. That is huge. Thank you for that. No, we're definitely gonna have another.
Because I finished an app literally. Oh no, oh no. I was just gonna say I finished an app literally within less than a month. Sometimes depending on my workload. But for me, AI has been like a godsend for me. Like it's helped me work more efficiently.
Okay. Let's do this
And
again.
we definitely need to cover that. For content creators, we definitely need to cover that. We definitely need to cover that as far as on how to use AI.
Okay, let's do that again. We're the trio. I love being part of the stuff Hex pulls me into.
Monthly trio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be a
That's the
trio.
way it would be, like a monthly trio, right? Tech Talk Tuesday with a monthly trio. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of fun.
that'll be
Once a
fun.
month.
Once a month.
Uh, Rex's time of the month. No, we won't go there. That's
I'm all for
I was about to run with that, but yeah, we won't do that.
Right. No, would you be open to that? We'll do like a monthly
yeah.
on Tech Talk Tuesday XR
Yes, man.
space. Yeah. Oh, I was just chatting away with
Hmm.
would you
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
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 we'll do
yeah.
that.
I'm definitely open to that. Definitely.
So currently this
Yeah,
is
I'm definitely open to that.
Tuesday.
Yep.
This is like the third Tuesday of the month. Should we do the last Tuesdays in the
That works.
month? Or the
Hmm.
third Thursdays of the month? How's that?
Um, I can do.
You pick the day.
Let me think. The next couple months. Yeah, we could do the last Tuesday of the month. That works for me. Last Tuesday of the month works for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll roll with it. We'll just roll. I mean, once you're online, you can just go in like at a drop of a right of a link and setting up your cam and video.
Yep.
Heck, thank you so much
Hmm.
for your time, Hex. He's
Yep.
really like my brother. I hope we will meet in real life. Um, I've just learned to, man, Hex was the
Yeah.
first. You don't understand. Hex is the first genuine person in Web3 that I came across because we met for Over the Reality on a Telegram space, on a Telegram chat, and I just said, hey, if I go, does anybody want to meet up in RL on Zoom? And I sent the Zoom link, and literally he was the first one to come on, and then with this other girl. So he had no problem doxing himself, no problem showing his face. I even saw his little son. And ever
Yeah.
since then, we had this like friendship relationship, that just kind of like evolved until today.
Mhm.
And wow,
Cool.
like yeah. I mean, I don't
We
know.
got.
You
I
know
got
how
to.
it is.
If any y'all in New York, come to. If y'all ever in New York, if you're ever in New York, I'm definitely open to meeting up. If you're ever in New York, and I'm gonna be traveling a little bit. Hopefully, CES this year. I'll be at CES. Hopefully, this year coming up, I'm at CES. Um, and yeah, hope to meet y'all. Hope to meet y'all in person. But if you're ever in New York, I'm one phone call away.
For sure. And I think that
Hey,
Hex
so
guys talk to you later about something else. Go on.
yeah, we might have friends in New York. Uh, I mean, New York. There's a lot of people in New York. Maybe you don't want to meet my friends in New York. So Altered already though. Yeah, Altered knows that. Like Altered's
Yes.
everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah. That's a
I
whole
met
nother
him at
rabbit.
MIT.
Yeah.
I met him at MIT
Okay.
hackathon last year.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right on.
I
Yeah.
will.
Altered's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna DM you the people that you should be. Well, you'll see on the Twitter space. If you play the recording, you'll see them all. But I'll send you links to like Tech Mental. Like follow him, LM Designs, and all. And all
Okay.
that. Okay. Alrighty then. I guess I gotta go check out what Over the
Okay.
Reality is doing. All right. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch for sure, and we'll set it up
Wonderful.
with Ralph.
Absolutely.
It might have to be a different
All right,
time.
now I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Now
Bye,
I'm
Hex.
good. I'm good with this time. Just let me know when. Let's do it.
Okay, good. It
All
might
right,
be
now.
another time for Ralph because he has like in the mornings. It's in the mornings his time, like early in the morning. So we'll definitely change it. Okay. It'll be another space. It'll be like on Web3 Wednesdays or something. Bye, Hex. Thank you so much. Are you with your
Welcome.
whole family? Oh, wait. This is not.
Nope.
This is still
No.
streaming. Okay. Okay. This is still streaming. All right. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Bye, bye.